Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Inside Wayzata Podcast. Been waiting a long time for this episode. My boss is on for this one, so that is super exciting for everyone.
Sure is.
Today, if you're listening on the 13th, it is National Community Ed Day. So we decided it would be great to talk about community ed. So joining me today is Jenny Ebert, Director of Community Ed, and my boss, Hillary Dish, the out-of-school time youth coordinator.
Yeah, good job.
And Julie Mank, who does adult and volunteer work for community ed. So I know all of you prepared diligently, so I'm going to go off script right away because I told you not to prepare. When I say community ed, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
The first thing that comes to mind is really around connection and providing opportunities for learning. Like, we exist because we want to be of service to our community. So community ed gets to be creative and entrepreneurial and listen to what our community needs and to really be of service in a way that is different in addition to what happens in our K-12 programming.
Hillary?
Fun. All those things that Jenny said. And then we like to have fun. So we get the opportunity to hang out with kids and adults and babies and teach them in a way that they don't even know that they're learning. So a lot of fun happening.
What about you, Julie?
I think just lifelong learning. We really do serve birth through adult, and I think that's really unique in a school district and in a community.
That's a really good segue to what I want to ask you, Jenny, is you talked about, when people think of a school district, they think K-12, right? And community ed does do the birth to older adults, like that lifelong learning. What is the most exciting part about leading and being part of a group that impacts so many different lives in a wide variety of ages?
Yeah, it is that impact, right? We get the opportunity to really listen and think about what do people need and to really be of service. Personally, I'm grounded in service. That's what draws me to this work. And I think we have 300 dedicated staff who feel that same way. They want to serve, and it looks like a million different things. And every day it gets to look different, and every year it gets to look different. So I find that to be really inspiring. It keeps me coming back. I think it's what keeps our staff coming back on a regular basis. And I think it's what has our community coming back to our programming.
So there's a lot that happens in community ed. The three of you here, there's so many different areas. A huge part of what happens in community ed is after school. So Hillary, what happens after school?
Oh, goodness. We have a lot of awesome things that happen after school. So we provide childcare for students in grades K through 5 after school, Wayzata Kids childcare, which is a big part of our programming. Non-school days and summer is included in what we do with Wayzata Kids. We offer a lot of really awesome youth classes after school. So kids in all grades really can opt to join a class and do something that they have an interest in. We have an amazing volunteer club at the high school that we service. Our students, there's about 854 to be exact, students in our volunteer clubs in grade 9 through 12 who every day, every weekend are out in our community doing service learning and service opportunities and supporting our partners, our community partners, in providing volunteer opportunity or services for them. So that's really awesome. They do that. And then really our facility rentals is a really big part of our after school program too, because we rent all of our spaces out to our youth associations and classes and all of the things that kids want to participate in after school. So a lot of options.
Yeah, there's a lot. Julie, on the adult side of things, how does community ed engage adults in the community?
So our community ed adult program offers close to 500 classes a year, both in person and online. Most take place in the evening at Central Middle School, and they're open to anyone in the community. Topics, we have a very wide variety of topics. We have cooking classes, fitness, wellness, home care, technology, parenting classes, and much more. So
Laundry camp, right?
a laundry camp with
It's a
Patrick
favorite.
Richardson.
It's a
Yes.
favorite topic.
Yes. And then Community Ed also offers adult basic ed classes for those who are looking to obtain their GED or to learn English.
That's a lot. Obviously, that's an oversimplification of everything that happens in community ed. And
I got to butt in because
Yeah,
that's
go
not
ahead.
everything.
Yeah, keep going.
Right?
Floor is yours.
Thank you. If you've seen our catalog, there's a wheel always highlighted somewhere in it that shows all the variety of programming. And Julie and Hillary just talked about a lot of it, but there's more that we do, especially within our early learning program. So I think a podcast episode or two ago.
We had Michelle Bedore on to talk about early learning, so you can go listen to that. But also part of community ed.
Also part of community ed. So that includes preschool, early childhood family ed, early childhood screening, and outreach. We serve 850 to 1,000 families in that program every year. So the impact to those younger families through community ed is pretty significant. We also operate the district's Welcome Center. So enrollment for K through 12 grade students and families happens through community ed now. That's new programming that we offer. And then we also do a lot of work in partnerships. So whether it's with Interfaith Outreach, the YMCA, the City of Wayzata, and a variety of other groups, we really look at how do we bring our work into the community in new ways through partners.
And which part of the wheel is your favorite? No, I'm just kidding. Moving on.
The middle is the logo for community ed. So that is my favorite because it encompasses everything.
So you mentioned right away that community ed almost functions like a small business, right? Like it's compared to, how a school district is funded for the vast majority of it. Can you briefly explain how fees and from classes and other programs help support the broader district goals and allows for some of these services and partnerships you mentioned?
Yeah, so community ed operates in a separate fund from everything else in the school district, which is considered the general fund. So that's your K-12 educational programming happens through the general fund. Community ed has its own fund in which is primarily developed through our programming and program fees. So whether you've signed up for a class or you're coming to childcare or you're going to preschool, there's a cost associated with it. Our programs really are designed to be self-sustaining, meaning that our fees are really covering the cost to do the programs. We are a service organization, and so those costs are primarily just paying for staff to be of service to our community as they sign up for those different programs. But we do have some state funding that supports programs like early childhood family ed so that we can offer those at reduced and or no cost to families. And we also partner and look for grant opportunities. So one area that Julie's worked really hard on is a grant through Partners for Healthy Kids, in which we're able to offer free parent and family education opportunities because of that grant partnership. We also partner with Interfaith Outreach to provide early childhood and youth scholarships. Last year, there were 265 kids that were able to take youth classes thanks to the Great Opportunity Scholarships through Interfaith Outreach. So that goes through our budget, but it's really a part of the partnership work that we do.
We think of a school day, 8 to 4, 9 to 4, whatever hours are, right? There's a lot of facilities in the district, I think. I'm trying to think back to some presentations from Dr. Anderson, but when we did the podcast with him earlier this year, he talked about I forget how he phrases it, but something about having you have the entire community is your customers or your students, right? It's not just the people inside on a school day. So how does the ability for the public to rent and use district facilities transform like a regular school building into something else outside of like the normal school time?
Yeah, for sure. When I think about that, I just think about like the sense of belonging, right? Like by us renting our facilities every night and on weekends, it allows the community to come in and really gain that sense of belonging in the school district, even if they don't have kids anymore. I think about all the different plays and performances and sports, tournaments and things that use our facilities. Really, we're open, and shout out to Tommy Waslick, our facility manager, because he manages all this. But really, it's like almost every single day of the week, pretty much every hour of the day, it seems like. So he does a great job. And we encourage people to come in and gain that sense of belonging. We have beautiful buildings. We're very lucky to have a great district with great facilities, and we want people to be able to see those and enjoy them. So renting a facility is something that you really can get that sense of belonging in the district when you come in and use them.
And it's a part of a way for us to recognize the investment that our community makes in our
For
school
sure.
district. They're all taxpayers. We have these buildings because of the investment that our community makes, and we want to make sure there's an opportunity for people to come in and enjoy it and use it for what they need to use it for. We do an annual report to the state of Minnesota on all of our work in community ed, and so we pulled the numbers recently, and it was about 120,000 hours of rental time that our community made use of our facilities, and we're just excited that people can come in and enjoy them and experience them.
So another way people can get involved and get into these facilities is through volunteering. How does community ed facilitate district volunteers?
Well, I can talk about our adult volunteers. We coordinate the elementary literacy volunteer program, which places community volunteers with elementary students to read one-on-one once a week throughout the school year. We started back in 2005, so that's an exciting thing to celebrate. And the program has just grown and expanded as our district has grown and expanded over the 20 years. So we have about 175 community volunteers part of the program and reading with over 200 students throughout each week.
Do you have anyone that's been involved in the volunteer program for maybe all 20 years or a long time? Like
Close.
A feel-good story?
Yes. We have some volunteers who have been with us for 16 or 17 years. Oh. Many have been with us for over a decade, which is amazing. They've stuck around and seen the change in the district over 10 years. Many stay at their same school throughout that time too. Some even reading with the same teacher's classroom throughout those 10 years. So yeah, last year we had a volunteer who joined the program who actually was a student who had an elementary literacy volunteer read with them as a student. And they said that it made such a big impact in their life that they knew that they wanted to give back and do that when they could. So she volunteered on her lunch break at work. She worked full time and made it work in her schedule. So that was pretty cool.
And a big part of that work with our volunteers is sharing the love of reading. So we have adults that are coming in and are another positive adult in children's lives to really help them grow that love of reading. And that's that powerful kind of ripple that we're seeing with that person coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone's listening right now and they're like, this sounds great, how do they get involved with volunteering?
Yeah, well, we still have students who are looking for a volunteer, so they can reach out and we provide training and orientation and onboarding and all of that and support throughout the school year.
So we mentioned the Welcome Center. So this is a new part of community ed, not the district. It's a busy time for the Welcome Center right now. Kindergarten enrollment is open, so that's exciting for 26-27 school year. How does the Welcome Center and the Early Learning School help start that journey with our youngest families?
Yeah, there's kind of two parts to that. The first is the early learning school. We like to see it as that's where school starts for our families, whether you're taking an early childhood family ed, ECFE class with us, starting preschool with us, or if you're coming in to do Connect with 3 and an early childhood screening. We want to be there to support you, to get to know you and your student and your family, and do everything we can to help you navigate schools and have you have a great start with us in Wayzata. And then on the Welcome Center side of things, we do enrollment for anybody who's new coming into the district or have a new kindergartner or a child at any age, K through 12, to enroll. Again, we want you to be able to ask your questions, get you pointed in the right direction, help you navigate things that can be new if you're coming from a different school district or out of state or out of country. Schools and how systems work can look different. So we're here to listen and support you and point you in the right direction and get you all the information that you need.
I want to come back to, I'm kind of caught up on youth classes, Wayzata Kids, out of school time, just the amount of students that are involved in those. Do you have like numbers of how many students are involved in all of those programs? And like you mentioned, was it 896 for Volunteer Club?
854.
854. Yep, nailed it. What about those other programs? Like how many students come through all the youth on the youth side of things?
For sure. So Wayzata Kids, currently we have 1,785 students that are registered. And that is about 250 more than we had last year. So we really, truly are committed to growing the program. And, part of that comes with obviously making sure we're staffed, but making sure our staff are trained and prepared to work with the students every day. So that's a big part of what we do to make sure that we can grow. So that's Wayzata Kids, Volunteer Club. And then for youth classes, currently to date, so September, October, November, we have seen over 1,600 kids come through or register for a youth class for this fall. So I shouldn't say, to date, to register, either take one or going to take one by winter break. So that's pretty exciting as well. So quite a few kids.
What are some of the youth classes? Like,
Ooh.
if people are listening and wondering, like, what classes can my kiddos take? I mean, there's a wide variety.
Wide variety. Yeah. I mean, anything from numerous different art mediums, drama, chess is a very popular one, a lot of STEM, a lot of sports. We do a lot of sports for those students who want to dabble in maybe something new or try something new. We can offer different opportunities for that. Outside, a lot of outside stuff being done, nature stuff. Yeah, really, we try to do a wide variety so that anybody's interests can be met. So,
and really to explore new things. So
yeah, for sure.
A class might last for 4 to 6 weeks. So your child doesn't need to be specializing in this particular thing. It might be, I want to try out theater. Mm-hmm. So let's take this class and see how it goes. Or I'm interested in chess. Or I heard pickleball was very, very popular this past summer. Mm-hmm. And really allows people to start dabbling in it and then go from there. If they want to do more, we can certainly have expanded, deeper dives into their interests. But it's what I like about community ed is that kids and adults can really just start to explore things that might be of interest to them.
Yeah, that's great. It's a lifelong learning piece, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Okay, so I'm going to go around the horn and I'm going to ask each of you, what's one program or service that community ed offers that you think is absolutely fantastic, but people might not know about?
Okay, I'll start. So we have a partnership with Wayzata Parks and Trails, and we provide their Parks and Trails programming within the city parks. And with that, we're able to do a lot of great outdoor classes that otherwise we might not be able to. So like ice fishing, yoga on the beach, pickleball at Bell Courts. This winter we have dog sledding coming up. So
fingers crossed.
Yes, we need some snow, but we're very excited. So it's just a unique partnership in that we're able to provide that and provide more for our community then in that way too.
I'm envisioning Michelle on our team doing a snow dance for, we've had dog sledding scheduled for a couple of years.
Yep.
And
it's happening this
season. It's happening. There's going to be so much snow.
It's going to snow.
Hopefully everyone's prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, so our youth classes that we just kind of touched on, in previous years, it's been very popular with our K through 5 students. And in the last couple of years, we've really launched a new middle school program for youth classes. So Katie Lee and Michelle Reinanen, who are also amazing, spent a lot of time surveying families and having lunch with middle schoolers to gain all the insight on what middle schoolers need and want. And in the last 2 years, we've started to put together some really awesome middle school programming. So both after school classes and really in the summer, we are providing more opportunities for middle school students to take classes, participate in all the things we just mentioned, sports and arts and drama and all of that great stuff. And we've really seen a need for that. And so we've continued to survey families so we can do our best to continue to meet that need as time goes on.
It's a hard question because I feel like there's so many things within community ed that makes us unique and special, and we're always changing and growing. So there's always something new to talk about. But one thing that I tend to hear in the community is around early childhood family ed. So I feel like I always hear one of two things. One is, I've never heard of it. I don't know what it is. Tell me more. And the other is, yes, I love ECFE. I did it 10 years ago. The people who I was in ECF with are my lifelong friends. It's the best thing ever. And so I always want to consider, how do we close that gap between people who know about it and don't know about it? Because the folks that are able to be part of it really see it as a life-changing opportunity. So early childhood family ed, or ECFE, is an opportunity for parents with young children, babies, to come together, daytime, evening class options, a whole wide range of price points, all the way down to free. We want it to be affordable for everybody. But you get to learn from other parents and then also learn from early childhood educators. We have a licensed parent educator that's part of that. So you can have your questions be asked and just dive in and learn alongside other families with children your age.
This might be a good opportunity to tease an upcoming podcast we're going to have with a parent educator. And it's very selfish on my part. I have young kids at home. So it's just like, why won't, our son eat dinner? So questions like that I think with for families with younger kids, it can feel kind of isolating and you don't have a lot of answers right away. So getting involved in ECFE, just making those connections and having some of those answers is, again, very selfish on my part, but it's wonderful.
You're always learning as a parent. Yep.
So we've talked a lot about what Community Ed does. So I want to shift a little bit to what's coming. So what exciting new things, expansions are being planned for Community Ed over the next year or so?
One of the pieces that we've been working a lot on is larger group events that we might be able to do to bring community together, to have additional opportunities to connect. So it's a little bit crazy to think about planning for summer, but this is the typical time in Community Ed where we're all in on planning for what's going to happen next summer. And one of those things will be a fun family event where we get to launch all of our summer programming, think about fun things to do. We're still working out the details of what that will include, but you'll want that on your radar because you'll want to bring your family out and come and experience some good time to connect and then learn about what we're doing.
I think it's important too to remember that Community Ed is like ever changing, right? So like we're always meeting our customers' needs.
Like everything's new.
Everything's new all the time. It almost feels like. So while I don't have some shocking big answer to this, like we're constantly reaching out to families and surveying our families and our kids and our adults and everyone and just saying like, is this working for you? If not, like what else do you want or need? And then we meet those needs. So, I think about our, like I said, our middle school programming, like we're continuing to grow that and figure out different ways to serve that population. Our Jumpstart to K program is a program for students entering kindergarten where they can come in for a morning or an afternoon and spend some time with a kindergarten teacher ahead of starting their kindergarten year and just kind of see what it means to be a kindergartner, right? So we started that 2 years ago, and every year it's continued to grow, and we've continued to kind of shift things to meet the needs of the teachers and the families. So just things like that I think it's important to remember that we're ever changing, always. So,
and even within our more established programs like Wayzata Kids, we want our staff to be creative in thinking about how it's engaging and fun for students. So we had a number of staff who wrote grants last year, again, to Partners for Healthy Kids to think of new activities and new fun things to do after school. We look at new investments and how do we do additional programming that really helps kids explore their interests in that area as well, for sure.
Anything for you, Julie? New and exciting?
I'm thinking of events. We also have a new family dance, just kind of a fun, come and dance. There'll be a photo booth, a DJ, bingo, some crafts. So just adding new events for our families. And then I'm super excited to be bringing in Michelle Ickard. She's a national best-selling author, and she's going to do a presentation for our parents on essential parenting conversations. It'll be a webinar in January, and it's exciting to be bringing in such well-known authors who are able to share this great information with our parents. So.
And these are one of the free opportunities that is funded by Partners for Healthy Kids, as well as a partnership that we have with our district liaison committee, which is our PTA and PTO presidents and representatives. So excited to have those opportunities to just continue to connect and collaborate and put resources together that are of service to our parents.
Okay, we're going to do some rapid fire.
Here we go.
Ready.
Buckle up, everyone. Anyone can answer these. If you could instantly add one perfect impossible class to the Community Ed catalog, what would it be?
I have one. I would do time travel. Take them back in time, right?
Wow.
I know.
I might have Googled that. You went definitely on the impossible route. Okay.
I was just thinking like yoga with an animal or something. And time travel.
We already do yoga.
We do.
Yoga. Funny yoga.
Yep.
There's not much
It's
we
true.
don't do.
It's
so I had to go to the Google.
Hillary, I would sign up for that class.
See? Take them back. No technology. Back when you just run free. Time travel.
Swear.
That sounds amazing.
Where would you time travel to?
1990.
Wow.
Mine was way less fun and just practical, and I'm going to go back to dog sledding. It's because we've been trying to do it for 3 years.
Yeah.
So the impossible seems to have snow at just the right time in Minnesota. So that's what I'm going for. Is we are going to do dog sledding this year.
That's a good
Fingers
one.
crossed.
Well, I was thinking of, so we have Patrick Richardson, who we work with, who is the laundry evangelist, and he does laundry camp with us, but it's just a speaker presentation. I was thinking, well, why can't we just get 25 washing machines
Yeah.
and it's going to be a hands-on laundry camp where everybody brings their laundry and he does a
It's like a
you know.
laundromat
Yeah.
situation.
Yes, with the expert.
Hands-on tutorial.
This could
Yes.
grow into other things because now we do a lot of camps for youth. So what would it look like to do more like other camps
Mm.
for adults? So we start with laundry camp and then who knows where it could go.
Well, there is a lot of hands-on adult, like the bike repair class.
Yep. Yep.
That's obviously very hands-on, like
Electrical repair,
yep, plumbing.
yeah.
Yeah, it can be a pro at everything. So I think, I'd say like flying.
See?
I'm just kidding. Okay,
Let's
moving
make it
on.
happen.
Impossible.
Yes,
That
that was the
is
prompt.
impossible as of now. What is one word that describes the vibe of community ed?
Collaborative.
Connection.
Oh, see, you guys took both of mine. I was going to let you all go first. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm going to give a longer answer. It really is around connection and collaboration. Like everything we do centers on who are we collaborating with from our community members who are helping us design and program and meet their needs to our school administrators, our leaders in all our buildings, our staff who are really there working alongside of us to make this happen because community ed is just a department. Right? We do this important work, but we do it only because we can collaborate with all the various departments and school leaders in order to make this happen. So it's really key.
It's a lot longer in one word.
It is.
It's fine. We'll allow it.
You can cut that out later.
That was great. I would say community, and even though it's part of the name, but just okay. What is the number one thing a student should do before or after school?
I'm going to say Wayzata Kids.
I think they should explore things that are new and of interest to them. I think our youth classes are just this really amazing opportunity to see what might be of interest to you and dip your toe in a little bit and do some little learning.
I think I'm going to agree with both of them just to keep the peace amongst all my staff.
You could do
Answer.
a facility rental.
Really should rent a facility.
Rent a facility. Yep.
Sign up for the volunteer club.
Yeah, exactly.
Take some driver's ed classes.
Yes. Yes.
What is the most surprising talent you've seen a community ed volunteer or instructor possess?
I do get to work with a lot of really fascinating people with all sorts of great talents. One instructor that I have teaches music classes. And what's unique is that they're just one night, one session classes, like come learn how to play the guitar or the piano. And it's like instant piano for hopelessly busy people. That's the title. And you come and you learn in one night. It's a specific way of playing the piano and you walk away and you can play a few songs. I just think that's a really, and did I mention they're online? So you're learning from your home in one night how to play the piano. I just think that's a very specific talent on being able to teach that.
Okay, so someone that's listening, they might have not yet gotten involved in community ed. How do they get started?
There are lots of ways to get started. Community ed exists because of our community. We want them to be involved. We want you to be involved. I want to speak directly to them, right? One easy way is to tell us what you need. Be in connection with us. We're here to listen. Send us an email. Give us a call. We want to hear what you need and how we can be supportive. I think the other easiest way to get connected or to start dabbling in community ed is through our classes because they can be one time, they can be online, they can be just a couple of weeks after school, and it's a wide range of interest areas. So visit our catalog, jump on our website, and just explore what might be of interest to you.
So wayzataschools.org/community ed. There is, if you go to About and then Catalog, you can find the catalog. It comes out 3 times a year. Fall, winter, spring, summer. So you can keep an eye for those. They might be in your mailbox if you live in the district, but you can find it online. And then you can register for classes online through, it's called Elio. It's the registration site. You can get there from the Community Ed website as well by hitting the register tab. And you can register online, get started. And there's no better way to celebrate National Community Ed Day than to take a community ed class. So any parting thoughts before we sign off? Any words of wisdom for people that are like, this community ed thing sounds pretty cool?
We just hope to see everybody soon in a class or camp or volunteering or in whatever form they'd like to partner with us.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we're also very flexible in community ed. So we try to meet everybody's needs in whatever way we can. So like Jenny said, reach out. We'd love to hear from you and help us to meet your needs.
They nailed it.
Well, that's it. If you're listening to this after next, it's be Thursday the 13th, you can time travel back to Community Ed Day and celebrate. That's it. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.